Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. A major embarrassment for the Congress as it readies for elections in Uttar Pradesh. The state's former Congress chief Rita Bahuguna Joshi has joined the BJP after 24 years in the Congress party. Joshi's exit comes just days after Rahul Gandhi's vigorous month-long campaign in the state. In a fierce parting shot, she attacked the Congress vice president's comments on the surgical strike and criticized his leadership. But many say her decision to leave the Congress is political opportunism at having been sidelined in the campaign planning process. I spoke to her a short while ago and began by asking her why, after being such a staunch Congress party member for over 2 decades, she had switched sides to a party she has so vocally criticized.
Well, you see, the situation now in the country and in the state demanded what I have done. I have taken a very conscious decision. You see, terrorism is a huge issue which the government of India is fighting. Our neighbors are exporting terrorism, Jammu and Kashmir is burning, and the surgical strikes was a great achievement of the army and the government. And when this was questioned by the party, and we were asking for proof, and when our leader, main leader, Rahul Gandhi ji made that statement of Khoon ki dalali, I was deeply hurt. Because we are not only insulting our army, but we are also insulting the government of India. And we were giving a whip to the neighboring country to whip us, and to go to the international fora and say that our claims are fake. So it's not good to belittle the achievements of a government, the good achievements of a government, or to create doubts. So that was one issue which disturbed me very badly, and I made tweets on that as well. I was off tweets for 6 months, but I came back and I started tweeting. And in the one second. And UP, you see, is in a very bad shape. The SP and the BSP have completely ruined the state economically.
Right. Well, there are people who are saying you're moving to the BJP is really more to do with political opportunism rather than any principled position, that you're unhappy about the way things are going in the Congress right now. Also, the fact really is that this is one way the BJP is looking at sort of maximizing its vote base, the Brahmin vote coming to the BJP. We know about the caste equations in UP. What do you say about this charge of political opportunism?
It's very unfortunate. Opportunism means being on the side of the winning side. And I left, you see, I have 24 years of my career were gone to serving the Congress at a time when it was the lowest ebb in UP, when it was not doing well at all at any stage. And that time I served the party, and I served it strongly. My house was burned, I went to jail. And if this is opportunism, I wish every leader follows this opportunistic path. And I have 18 cases I'm fighting in the courts, slapped on me for my movement against the SP and the BSP governments, the misrule of these governments. So you see, this conscious decision has come because UP is in ruins. We are 6 and 7 worst states in the country. So right now we have to change the government. Congress is not coming to grips. Whatever strategy they adopt is not being accepted by the people. And in this case, again we will see alternately BSP and SP and the mafias ruling the state and law and order being at its lowest ebb. So the need is to bring in a national party. The BJP is trusted by the people in UP in huge numbers. 73 MPs they have. They trust Modi ji. And if we bring them in, the developmental agenda can run forth, and we can actually save the state from the alternate ruin which is going on there.
Right, ma'am, you're talking about trusting Prime Minister Modi and the BJP now, yet over the course of the last few years, you have extremely strongly, vociferously criticized the BJP. I'm going to read out some of your tweets over here. You've criticized Achhe Din, you've spoken out against Prime Minister's Man Ki Baat. The charges you have levied against the Prime Minister are endless. Why have you then decided to join the BJP as opposed to any other party? You're talking about the need for a national party, but surely your strong opposition is in dissonance with the fact that you have joined them today.
My intention is to save UP from the alternate misgovernance of the Samajwadi Party and the BSP, Bahujan Samaj Party. They have not only sowed the you see, venom of deep casteist politics in the state, but they have also let loose the mafias, the land mafia, the liquor mafia, the mining mafia. And what's happening in the states, you see, you have to take a stand on certain issues. The issue here is, do I save the state or not? And I was with the Congress party. I worked very hard. I've given a lot of my energy, I think the most amongst all the leaders. And when I see that the people are rejecting the party, people are not accepting the leadership which has been, put forth, then what do? Either I just stay and whine along with the people and let the state drift, or give a chance to the BJP to come in and to retrieve the state from misgovernance. So yes, BJP is people's favorite at the moment, and because that is the only chance where we can change the governance in UP, governments in UP. I was born in UP. It pains me when women are raped and nothing happens. It pains me when the mining mafia, the liquor mafia, land mafia are ruling the roost. It pains me when people get jobs by paying money only to the intermediaries.
Right.
So you see, there is in politics you have to take certain good or bad decisions, and I think this is a right decision which I have taken. Maybe in the past I have said things, but right now, nationally, we should stand by the government and Mr. Modi in his fight against terrorism.
Right.
And locally, in the state level, we must stand by BJP because it alone can throw out these two forces which are alternately, ruining the state.
Right. Ma'am, two questions really now before we conclude. Do you think that your vote base that has been so staunchly behind you for 24 years is going to be as sympathetic towards your campaign now that you have joined the Congress's political opposition? Also, secondly, you criticized Prashant Kishore's strategy. How much of it do you think, how much of your decision to move do you think would be seen as, in a sense, political petulance? You said he should be a campaign manager. He cannot be the campaign director. Your responses?
I will answer this in two parts. The first is about my winning the elections. You see, I'm a grassroots worker. I was certainly born as a daughter of Mr. Bahuguna, but I worked very hard to reach where I am. And I was the only Congress candidate who won in the Lucknow division, which comprises of 7 districts and 50 odd seats. So if it were only the Congress, then I should not have won the election. I have won because I have a one-to-one equation with the masses. And they adore me for the effort that I put in to redress their grievances. So, I'm a grassroots worker, one. The second point is, as you said, that Mr. Prashant Kishore, why talk to me? Why don't you take out the statements of the CLP leader, the Congress Legislative Party leader, Mr. Mathur, what he has said about him? Why don't you pull out the statement of MLAs who were totally sidelined? It's not Rita Joshi. Elected members, those 28 MLAs who won in such diverse conditions when everybody was losing in 2012, had never been brought in as a group for consultation. They were never asked, what is the need of the voters? How have you won? There was no consultation for 3 years. After the 2014 election, once they were brought in, and that's it. So see the entire focus or approach of the party towards the party leader, towards the leadership within the party. It's not only Rita Joshi. Most of them are disgruntled. You have seen how many leaders have left the party in other states.
Okay.
And many have left in UP as well.
All right.
So where does Rita Joshi come in?
Right, Ms. Joshi, we'll have to leave it at that. Thanks very much for giving us your time this evening. I know you have a lot of interview requests, but thank you for speaking to us. Well, talking about the impact of her departure from the Congress in Uttar Pradesh ahead of critical assembly elections, we're being joined by GVL Narasimha Rao, the BJP spokesperson from his office. In studio, we have Pawan Khera of the Congress party. Juhi Singh, we have the spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party with us as well joining us, and MK Venu, hopefully you'll be able to help us make sense and put it all together. GVL Narasimha Rao, I want to come to you first, because the BJP is sort of tom-tomming her arrival into the party as a feather in its cap. But don't you think that somebody who's had a career of 24 years with the Congress party, moving to the BJP could also perhaps backfire, could be seen as political opportunism, given the kind of divisions we're seeing in the Congress in UP?
No, I think what matters is the profile of the person who's joining, and Ms. Rita Bahuguna Joshi is a person with a very credible image and very image of integrity, and certainly this will add to the party's strength. There is no way she admitting someone with her profile could actually be could have anything negative about it. She is a person with a clean record of 3 decades, and she has embraced the ideology of the BJP. She has agreed to work under our leadership, under our ideology. I think we welcome her, and so is the case. In a similar fashion, we welcome people in other states as well.
Right.
But the only thing that matters is the integrity of the person and the image.
Okay.
And we have admitted people with good qualities, and they have really done very well for us.
Okay, all right. Well, coming to that integrity and image issue, Pawan Khera, why don't you respond? Because they are saying that this is somebody who's going to actually bring prestige to the party. She's been a grassroots worker in Uttar Pradesh for a long time, something that even the Congress party knows very well. How worried are you about her departure from the Congress at this critical time? And the second, the point that he's making about somebody who's got a great track record, when somebody with that kind of a track record switches to the political opponent, what does that say?
Listen, as far as BJP is concerned, I guess that's their idea of Congress Mukt Bharat. Keep borrowing leaders from Congress, and then that's how you try and achieve Congress Mukt Bharat. Whether it was Arunachal Pradesh, whether it was Uttarakhand, Assam, and now Uttar Pradesh. So I don't blame them. I mean, they'll do that. It's natural for them to, because they don't have their own leaders in that state. It's a serious drought.
But UP is not the same. They have leaders.
No, even in UP. If they have, why don't they project someone? That's the only party left in the electoral arena which hasn't projected their chief ministerial candidate so far. Why? If they have, I don't think they have a leader there. The other thing is, my worry is, I mean, I wish her good luck. I hope she does well. My worry is, how can a leader choose an ideology diametrically opposite to what she's been professing for the last 24 years. I'm sorry, when she left the Samajwadi Party, when she was a mayor there and joined the Congress, it still made sense because, well, ideologically speaking, both the parties are not really so diametrically opposite the way BJP and Congress are. How will she justify to herself?
Right.
What kind of value
All right. In
system?
fact, let me ask Juhi Singh that question as well, because one of the questions that I did ask Rita Joshi was this, that, you've been with the Congress for 24 years. Now you've joined a party which is ideologically that you have spoken against actively, and she made the case for that, saying that it's important to be with a national party at this time. Essentially saying that the Samajwadi Party's misrule means that a national party must come into Uttar Pradesh. Why don't you respond, and how do you think her departure from the Congress and joining the BJP is going to impact the election that you are also hotly contesting?
I've heard her, and of course it's political opportunism. It's a long distance to travel, and from her entire conversation, the only thing which came through is that her perception was that a particular party would be winning and Congress would not be winning. Ideological considerations be damned. She will join that party for her own personal agenda. Now she's a part of another party, and they will put certain accusations on the Samajwadi Party. So she's trying to, settle a lot of issues from that space. But that's her I mean, she talked about integrity. Where is the integrity come from? You are in a party for so long, and you change over, and you suddenly overnight use a comment or a status of surgical strike. This was a very cold, calculated and rational suggestion made by Rita ji, and she is a strong woman face. I will not deny it. Of course, she is a strong woman face of the Congress. She is an organizations person. How it reflects in the elections will be up to the people, because then again it is the workers of the BJP and a very different ideology and a very different setup which she will be working in. And she will be working in Uttar Pradesh, I presume national level will be later. So let's see how it turns out for her, because her decision is made and she's...
Right. you know, because there are a couple of aspects. One is that not only has the sense that is that she's not been kept in the loop on the UP election campaign, or she's disaffected with the party's leadership. The other is that in justifying her decision to switch sides, she's using this debate that's going on across the country. She's tapping into a sentiment, she's tapping into a narrative that's extremely polarizing at this point in time, and basically using that as a you know, sort of launch pad in a sense to a new political career.
Yeah, she used, she mentioned the surgical strikes, the way Rahul Gandhi, you know, put forth his opposition to BJP's chest thumping, and she said, she criticized that. But I would still say that there is a strong element of opportunism here, and integrity is not always about financial corruption. There is also intellectual integrity. People have a right to change their ideology, change their party, but I would prefer that it happens in an organic way. It doesn't sort of so close to the you know, election, just 2 months, 3 months away. If this had occurred, say, a year ago, if she had expressed her, you know, disillusionment with the party. But having said that, I must also say here that Pawan just said that BJP is borrowing their leaders in different states, and Pawan seemed a bit complacent about it. But what I'm saying is, Congress in the opposition, if you see the history of Congress, in the opposition, because of the lack of ideological mooring, people tend to leave Congress. They tend to have a transactional relationship with the party. Whereas BJP in opposition, people don't leave the BJP because they have this strong, whatever Hindutva, I don't agree with their ideological framework.
But they have a strong ideological commitment. So Congress, ideologically committed is what you're saying, whatever the ideology
Congress
may be.
needs to bring back their ideological mooring.
Also, perhaps this is a sign, GVL Narasimha Rao and Pawan Khera both want to come in on this. GVL Narasimha Rao, this is also perhaps an indication that the Congress is in disarray in Uttar Pradesh. That's something for the BJP to certainly feel a little comfortable about.
No, I don't think that's a solace for us at all, because we know Congress doesn't exist on the ground. Congress is a party with a few leaders and without any voters backing them. And as far as the question of ideology is concerned, I think our ideology is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, ideology of meritocracy in our party, ideology of strong governance and people of the country. Can I finish? I won't interrupt you.
Don't mislead your viewers. Please don't do that.
Please let him finish, you can respond.
Please come in later.
Pawan Khera will respond. Yes, Mr. Narasimha Rao, finish your point.
Yeah. The people of the country have embraced the BJP and our ideology, and people have rejected the Congress party in 2014 Lok Sabha and continue to do so in every assembly election, because people find the Congress's ideology is misgovernance and corruption.
All right. Okay, Pawan Khera, 31% of the vote share, but we're not talking about the 2014 elections right now. We're talking about Uttar Pradesh coming up.
I want to ignore what GVL said, but I'll come back to what Rita ji said about Rahul Gandhi's Khoon Ki Dalali remark. The same remark she supported 2 days after Rahul Gandhi said this. What changed in the last 7 days? What changed in the last 8 to 10 days?
That's an important question.
No, I don't understand. I mean, I have heard her on several channels. I don't know whether it was yours, but I definitely remember her comments. She was absolutely supporting the comment, like we all did.
Right.
Like we all still do.
So let me come back to Mr. Narasimha Rao. Sir, don't you feel that somebody who could actually just do this flip-flop at such a late stage is someone that perhaps you don't want to be trusting with your campaign in Uttar Pradesh?
No, Maya, please leave that judgment to us. And 24 years in a party by UP standards is several generations. Because in UP, you see, if you look at the number of MLAs jumping ship, you will see half of the BSP MLAs shifting to Samajwadi Party and vice versa. That's the level of shifts that happen in Uttar Pradesh. But taking one leader from the Congress party, admitting her, doesn't really change the complexion of our party. And more people embracing her ideology, we will certainly welcome it.
All right, Venu, you want to come on this?
Just want to make one point, Maya. In UP, all the Bahubalis, you know, people with criminal record who are important in terms of getting the voters to the booth and, you know, stopping others from, most of them have shifted to the BJP. It happened in 2014. So GVL should not say that we admit people only with integrity, because records show that People with criminal record, a large number in MLAs there. No?
Okay, all right.
Other parties also, but BJP most.
BJP also, all right. All other parties in UP as well. But Pawan Khera, let me ask you a different question. The fact is, isn't Rita Joshi's departure also an indicator of the fact that you guys need to really get your house in order?
All parties, when we've lost an election, of course, we need to put our house in order, and that's what we are doing. Now, having said that, good luck to GVL. Rita ji, when she was the PCC president, I think Congress fared the lowest in its history, electoral history in Uttar Pradesh. We got 28, 29 seats. She was the PCC president then. So, good luck, as I said, to her and to GVL both, and especially to her because I'm worried about her. Look at what's happening to Jayanti Natarajan. Where is she now? So, BJP has this habit of using and throwing. So, good luck, as I said.
Look at Birender Singh.
I'm talking about women. I'm talking about gender. I'm talking about women. The way you treat women in your party. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the exclusivist agenda of the BJP.
Right. Okay. This is not becoming a gender debate right
today,
now.
Rita is a live example today.
Okay.
She has told the people how
you
she
need
was
her.
treated in
You
her
need
own
her.
party.
You need her till February. How useful she'll be, I don't know. History will tell. Time will tell. But
all right.
just need her
That's
till
a fair
February.
point. History and time will tell. Let's just get Juhi Singh into this very quickly once. Juhi, you know, you've heard the comments also now veering towards gender and Rita Joshi as a strong woman leader in Uttar Pradesh. Do you think that's also a calculation that's being made on the political landscape as far as her joining the BJP?
Look, the BJP has to decide because they are taking people from every party. So, what's the ticket distribution going to be? Rita ji, they have taken, she's a sitting MLA, she's resigned. So, they have to take this into consideration. And again, how will the workers connect with her? This is really their problem. And Rita ji is definitely not doing it for any of the lofted reasons she has cited, like she got convinced by the surgical strikes and all. She is doing it for professional reasons. Her perception is that maybe Congress is not going to fare very well in these coming elections. So, let's just go to the BJP. That's her integrity.
I think what she's saying is right, because Congress, by all accounts, surveys show that Congress will be number 4. It got some 13% vote share in the assembly assembly, and Lok Sabha was about 7.5% vote share. Now, if anybody should be worried by this move, it should be Mayawati, because Mayawati is hoping that the Brahmin vote gets split between Congress and BJP.
But this is a way of consolidating that vote
Congress
for the BJP,
has projected a Brahmin candidate. So, she would have wanted Rita Bahuguna to stay in Congress. She would be, because she is the main contender, because most surveys show that she is little ahead of BJP, and some show BJP ahead, but neck and neck.
So, she would be nervous about something like this because it would be consolidating that. I think we're actually running out of time, so we'll have to leave it at that. But GVL Narasimha Rao, Pawan Khera, Juhi Singh, MK Venu, as everyone's been pointing out, really, they have their own reasons and their own motivations for joining this political party. But at the end of the day, GVL Narasimha Rao, I'll quickly end with you, because you've heard what the opposition is saying. You're putting on an extremely confident front right now, but this is a person who has for whatever lofty ideals, as Juhi Singh points out, decided to make this move at a time when it's also politically a wise thing for her to do, possibly.
No, Maya, I think, let's be honest, nobody makes a move sacrificing personal interest. I think nobody is saying one is doing it only for societal interest. Obviously, this would also be she would want to be in a party where she'll be able to fare well, where she'll be able to contribute, make a contribution to the society. Possibly she feels the Congress didn't require her.
Yeah.
The Congress didn't treat her well. That's enough reason for anyone to consider
you didn't leave the BJP when the BJP was down in the dumps. GVL, I respect you for that. You never left the BJP when the BJP was not winning elections. So there's a difference.
It's
I guess you should take people who are more like you.
But then the Congress needs to think. Then the Congress needs to think.
We are very happy. We are very happy. This is a time when we only get people who are committed to the Congress who stay with the Congress.
That's an interesting point. Glue. All right, Pawan Khera and GVL Narasimha Rao, that's an interesting point to leave
and
this.
There is no leadership.
That's an interesting point to leave this debate on, Pawan Khera and GVL Narasimha Rao. The fact is, if you're switching sides to your political opponent, where does ideology come into play? Where does opportunism come into play? There's still a few months to go for the polls. I'm sure these questions will be answered. answered. In the meanwhile, everybody needs to get their house in order. But I think GVL Narasimha Rao has made the most honest statement right now as we were closing, which is that nobody actually does this without their own personal interest in mind. And I think we'll have to leave it on that note.
Rita ji heard that.
Thank you all very much for being on Left, Right and Centre tonight. Thank you.